So hi guys, and welcome to the Euro Car Show. Today I'm with the man, the legend, MISHA.
Whoa. Not far from being legend, just a casual guy like you, who happens to live at the Nurburgring and is fortunate enough to drive nice cars around most beautiful racetrack in the world.
Just a few nice cars. Just a few.
Just a few. It's just one of them. Probably the nicest in terms of supercar. But I really enjoy driving the up, probably more. And
yeah. What about Ladas?
Ladas. We are actually looking at getting one, especially since last week they announced the TCR Lada, and I would really like to have it as a race car, maybe. So who knows? We'll
that
see.
would be awesome. That would be awesome for Boosted Boris. Also.
Absolutely. That would be. Yeah.
So, you know, just to start, for the people who don't know you yet, and which doesn't leave it that many people, but who are you?
Who am I? That's a good question.
See,
I always like to start with a story. It was like a car show back in 2012. Autosport International Birmingham was a yearly car show, and I met I believe he's the vice president of HKS, a tuning brand, and he said like, hey, here's a person I'd like to meet you who's like a vice president or a CEO of Mitsubishi UK. And like, hey, this is MISHA, he is... Shit, how am I supposed to introduce you? You do so many things. That's a big problem. I do in fact do many things, but as of today, there are like more core concepts of what I'm doing. We have, of course, Apex, which is for you guys by now, looking in the background, what is shit is this? But we're renovating this. This will be a nice club in about a month, but we have a hotel which is already finished, and I hope there'll be some nice overlay shot coming now of the outside of the hotel. And we do car rentals, and basically we're gonna have here our nice club at Nurburgring, world's most amazing racetrack in the world. That's like one of my core businesses. I obviously have YouTube channel. Most of you, if you are familiar with YouTube, you might know me as Boosted Boris, the crazy Russian character with a Russian hat and doing some stupid stuff. Unfortunately, I haven't had time recently to do something, but in about a month, once we're done with the building process, because it's been taking all of my time, Boosted Boris will be back. And obviously there are daily vlogs as myself, or everyone who likes, the life around Nurburgring and interested in it, feel free to check it out. So YouTube, fun part, and a lot of other random stuff whenever I have time for it.
That's great. That sounds amazing. That sounds like your plane is pretty full.
Yeah, it is.
So you just mentioned Boosted Boris,
yes,
which is a character that I've been enjoying for a couple of years now. Mm-hmm. And you haven't been posting that much on that page besides the vlogs from MISHA. Yeah. And everyone is wondering, when is Boosted Boris coming back? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I cannot say like, hey, it's going to be on 21st of June. But reality is, like I said, I'm very busy. I switched contractors. I left one company for Apex. As you can see, it's been taking a lot of time to put something together, because that's like the craziest and most stupid challenge we accepted at the beginning of the year in February. End of February, we said, hey, you know what? Season is about to start in 3 weeks. Let's start a business at the Nurburgring right before the season with nothing. But so far it's been doing quite well, I must say. We already have quite an interesting customer base, and the hotel is almost finished, running ahead of schedule. But if you have been following my vlogs, and if not, you should, you will see that sometimes in some episodes I just like have like 1.5 hours sleep a day, and then of course I will be catching up in days after, like with 10 hours of sleep. But on average, it's taking a lot of time, and especially you know how long it takes to produce a video, edit, and if you do it on a daily basis, and then you need to find also time for Boosted Boris. It just happens that I don't have time and inspiration at this point. If I do something, I like to do it good, do it well, unless it's a daily vlog, because luckily vlogs can be shitty in quality. You can mess them up. But Boosted Boris is a lot like an intensive process. So once this is finished in June, I can assure you that Boris will be back June-ish. I will have some more time, and especially because right now I live at one place 20 kilometers from here. We have here the construction site, and we have somewhere else as my temporary office where I need to upload. So I'm traveling between 3 places multiple times a day, and it's like takes me like 2, 3, 4 hours a day just on traveling and on stupid stuff.
Yeah,
and if I can just take 1 or 2 hours on that to make a short clip of Boris, that'll be very easy. So he'll be back.
Yeah, I saw in the vlogs you were moving here anytime soon.
Yes, I'll be moving in here on about 29th of May, because that's the last day of the 24-hour race. Because the hotel is basically ready now. But the first guests are expected to arrive actually next weekend, because first we set 24-hour race, which starts on 23rd of May. Well, not the actual race, but the program starts on 23rd. But we are running ahead of schedule, so we said, hey, hotel will be rented out already next weekend. And the problem is, of course, I can move in now for like 1 week and then like move out again for a week, because the guests will be coming, and after that I'll be moving in permanently. So I said, yeah, you know what, I'll just wait till June, I'll move in here and king of my castle.
Much simpler. No, that's great.
Yeah.
I have, again, another question about Boosted Boris.
Yes.
You know, you began that like a few years back, and I wanted to ask you, like, for everyone who might want to start, you know, producing on YouTube and so on, I wanted to ask you, how did it happen for you? It's like you posted something and 1 week later it was like 1 million views and everyone...
You know, it's a funny story, like all the funny stories are. It's a funny story, especially Boosted Boris is a funny story. I told it multiple times, but I can assume that some people are watching for the first time, so I don't mind telling it one more time. It was a car show in Sweden called Bilsport Elmia, so if some Scandinavian viewers are watching, you sure know it. And I was in charge of a project back in time of the Juke R, like a Nissan Juke with 1000 horsepower with GTR engine. We went there on an invitation of friends of ours who happened to have clothing brand and also their own YouTube channel, who had a stand there and they wanted to have the car there. So we went there and they had their, like I said, they had their own YouTube channel, and they had a host called Captain Redbeard back at the time. So big, fatty guy with a huge red beard and the typical Scandinavian annoying things, you know, like running around asking people stupid questions. But it happened to be birthday on that weekend of Captain Redbeard. So Captain Redbeard said, you know guys, fuck you, I'm not making some stupid video. Driving 600 kilometers from my home to your show and you know, and to make some video which is like nobody cares about, so I'm staying home. So they were like, yeah, you know, Misha, we have a problem, so you're gonna be our host. I'm like, oh,
okay.
Thanks for letting me know. So just at the evening we came up with the idea, and I had my Russian hat with me. We put a sticker on it. I had glasses, and I had this image of 2 years back, because I went somewhere in the middle of Russia where it was very cold, so I needed a hat, and the sun was shining. If you ever been to winter sports, you know that the sun is very bright, so you actually need sunglasses. So and I'm like, oh, that looks funny. So we put a sticker on it, and was like, yeah, Boosted Boris was born. And we shot 3 videos on that day. We released them, and everyone was like, whoa, this is actually amazing. This is refreshing. This is what car scene needs. Because everybody's like talking about, this has 570 horsepower and got 7 minutes around the Nurburgring.
That's my case. Okay.
Yeah, well, but
no,
that's very hard to get audience, because like, there are so many like that, and
I know that's true.
Yeah,
I completely agree.
And this is very refreshing, and they said you need to keep doing that, and that was in 2014.
Okay.
I shot 2 more videos, but it was very sucky because I needed external crew. I couldn't do it myself. Yeah. So in the winter of 2014, I learned myself how to use a camera, how to edit videos properly. And then then I joined my previous contractor, another rental company, and I said, you know what, this may not be forever, so I need something of my own. Let's make YouTube thing kind of my own. So I invested more time in it, and that's like through the years of 15 and 16, Boris became more of a thing. Yeah. And last year I decided to also do more vlogging as myself, and that's a very long story, kind of short. So it was never intended to become big, but due to circumstances it became big because people liked it, and I made it big because I wanted to have something of myself apart from all the projects that I've been working on. And yeah, this is how we ended up here where we are now, I guess.
No, I think it's amazing because you basically put out a product that was innovative. It's something new. No one was doing that, and well, you have some cars behind you every time.
Yeah.
You know, even with Shmee, when Shmee was here, that was a big boost again, because you know, Shmee is pretty popular, you could say. Yeah. And I wanted to ask you, how did it happen? Like the first time you met Shmee, how?
It was actually I've seen him in person quite a few times. I said hi, but nothing like big came out. But when I started doing this YouTube thing, obviously, in 2015 there was a spring event. 2015 actually, last weekend was spring event 2017 where I visited, so that was a nice anniversary. So 2 years ago we shot the first video because he was then in Holland where I was. We like made a talk and said, oh, I'm coming to the Nurburgring tomorrow. I'm like, oh, hey, that's the spot. So let's do something crazy together, and that's what we did, and we kept in touch, and it was really good, and yeah, that's how it stayed.
I have a question. If, for example, you had an unlimited amount of money,
yeah,
which is a pretty nice thing to have, you know. Just saying.
Yeah, well, I presume at that point you might be losing grip and start not value other things. But okay, let's assume I have a limited amount of money.
And let's say you had to buy 3 cars.
3 cars
that you could drive for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Nothing else. But
Yeah.
3 cars
Yeah.
that should do all the jobs
Yeah.
you need. Which models would you pick? What cars would you pick?
Ooh, I would say Koenigsegg 121, not Agera 121, because everybody be like, that's not an Agera, that's a 121, that's a separate model. Never make that mistake, you're gonna get a lot of Koenigsegg fanboys after your ass. To drive...
Gonna get some notes on that. So.
Yeah. To drive as a track tool, like expensive, very supercar track tool around Nurburgring and so on.
Yeah.
Probably RS6 as a daily and crazy thing. And something random that I would build myself, I guess. Just put shitload of money into it. And well, probably some drift car or something, I don't know. Something to really fool around with. Maybe something like... Yeah, a project car.
That's cool.
So like a random. It could be even like a classic Porsche or something, because that's something I would really like.
Porsche. Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely. Porsche. Yeah.
No, you say it's pretty much all sports car and so on. And I was wondering, what about off-road? Did you like that? Would you do that? Did you ever try?
I actually had a lot of invitations for friends who do off-roading and do like really extreme version of off-roading where they really get stuck until someone else pulls them out, and the second person that pulls them out gets stuck again, and then they need a third car to pull them out.
That's how it works, yeah.
Yeah, I had also a lot of invitations to do rallies, like in terms of like a rally, not through WRC, but rally like also with off-road, like with SUVs. You go from one part from Russia to like somewhere to China.
Wow.
In this actual race even then. So I really would love to do it.
So like a Russian Dakar.
Yeah. I would love to do it. I will definitely going to do it. Unfortunately, at this point, I just didn't have time, or well, the circumstances weren't there. But I really love it, and I'm gonna do it at some point for sure.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I personally like that. I tried some of my own, not always successful.
Yeah.
So the call another friend and pull you out, that happens a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, let's move on. What's your favorite car that you've driven? Wow, sorry. I'll take it.
What's my favorite car that I have ever driven?
Yeah. That you have driven. That's why.
I don't know. Really, to be honest, this is a question I cannot really answer.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, every car is special in its own way. I mean, I really like to refer last year when there were friends of mine, Andrei from Serbia, he came with Yugo. That video went kind of viral, and that was definitely like one of my most. I didn't drive it myself, but I hope he comes back this year and I get to drive it. But it's
on the ring.
Yeah,
of course.
but that car is like really great because it's so amazing that the amount of passion and effort that the person has put into it, and it's so great and it's so responsive. It has so much emotion that even. Well, I'm sorry, McLaren, but you cannot even compare to that, because the emotional value of such a car is so great and amazing. And when you especially do something stupid and fun and crazy by going on a Nurburgring with it, it becomes really special. And so I would say that would be like emotional-wise the most perfect car because of the memories that I have to it. But
so emotions above specs.
and spec-wise, yes, of course, there is that. There is LT. There are many cars that are like, of course, mind-blowing, but it's completely different. Yeah. So it's hard to tell. I had my own race car. One of my first cars was a Subaru Impreza that I built with 700 horsepower on 1100 kilograms of weight and all-wheel drive. It was like acceleration, like from 0 to 200. No, from 100 to 260 was like something like 7 seconds.
Wow.
So it was like really, really fast, and that was, of course, emotional-wise and spec-wise also very special, but again, it's really hard to like
compare.
because
I
like
understand.
today I also have a lot of fun with the Up.
That car is in every vlog.
Yeah. So it's I really cannot, unfortunately. Sorry. If people want to call me not a real car guy because I don't have a favorite car, go for it because this
You
is
love all cars. That's why you're a car guy because you love all cars.
absolutely. Every car has its own special thing.
Yeah, I completely agree. One of my all-time favorite cars is, you're probably gonna laugh, it's like an old Chevy Cavalier, which is crap to drive.
Yeah.
It's bad, like really bad, but I love it. It was my first car, so to me it's still, one of the best cars in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if I ask you the worst car you've ever driven, maybe something comes up to mind?
The worst car I have ever driven. Oh, that's really a nice question.
Some of them were tough, not all of them.
Yeah, it's really hard to answer. I really cannot think of like what's really bad, because again, some cars like.
For example, a car that really let you down, that you were maybe expecting a lot and was a huge letdown. Maybe I should have sent those questions beforehand, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
I didn't send any questions. I was like, I just popped.
So this is really something I need to think of, because again, it's like really
YouTube retention, no problem.
Yeah.
There's more minutes in the video.
Yeah. No, really, it's hard to think. I mean, for example, I drive now the TSI Up, the 90 horsepower turbocharged Up. Before that, had the 60 horsepower natural aspirated, and performance-wise, was a really piece of shit. And the way they built the engine and gearbox ratios, it was like, really, what the fuck, Volkswagen? How were you thinking of that? Because you drive 80 kilometers, and if you like drive in the second gear, it's like over revving. If you drive in the third gear, it's like all the way down, and you cannot you cannot use this whole momentum torque. It's like shittiest car on that purpose ever. But you could just fix it by putting different gearbox in it or adding more horsepower. So that was really frustrating, but when I took around the Nurburgring or doing some stupid stuff with it, it's fun because you actually don't use it as a performance car, but actually try to make it a performance car. So it was like, every car has its own downside. I mean, this car, I'm gonna be making video about this car, the stuff I hate about it. And the most thing that I hate about this is, can you see it on the camera, what I'm pointing at?
Yeah.
The headlight. The headlights, fucking headlights at night. It's in 1960 Citroën DS2, like this shark thing. Like
weird looking Citroën.
Yeah, it's not shark. Well, in Dutch I know the name. Snook. It's like a fish. But I don't know the nickname in English. They had adaptive headlights. When you turn the steering wheel, it turns. When you're doing, fast speeds, not saying illegal speeds, with this car around mountain roads, you want to see where you're turning. But the headlights is pointing straight. I'm like, what the fuck, McLaren? I fixed that shit. So this is like really when I'm driving, I'm like, oh, thank God, I know where this road is going to, but imagine there's going to be a deer. And that's not gonna be fun. And so there are like many downsides to many cars that you don't expect them to be. And so there's always a plus and a downside. But I'm not gonna say like, this is the shittiest car I ever driven. This is the shittiest headlight I ever had on a supercar. But so it's a very, again, just like the question is, what's the best car?
Yeah,
it's very hard to put like a stamp on the car because it's worst ever because of just one feature. Because cars are versatile. It's more than getting from A to B, I guess.
No, I completely agree. And what you said about the adaptive headlights, I remember that the DS was one of the more advanced cars of it.
Oh, absolutely. Also with the suspension that it had back in the days.
The hydraulic.
The air ride.
Classic cars.
Yes.
Favorite classic car, like one that pops in mind again.
Because
it's different now.
It's different, and the question is, where do we draw the line now? What is classic car already now?
I don't know.
Can we call E30 a classic car already, or is it still a young timer?
It depends.
Exactly.
In the Netherlands and in Belgium, it would be called a young timer.
Yeah, young timer, because it's not 20. Well, some of them are 25.
Yeah. 25 in Netherlands?
It needs to be old timer to be. Now, as of like 2 years ago, it should be 27 or something.
Yeah.
It depends. They changed the regulations, so it's like juridically wise, it's fairly stupid. But classic car, I don't know. There are so many cars that are really amazing for what they were.
Yeah.
I mean, like silver arrows from the GP era, from the Mercedes. Not the Formula One, it used to be GP, Grand Prix, so I'm not calling them Formula One cars. They were amazing for what they were. Audi Quattros and WRC.
Beasts.
Yeah, absolutely. So, cruising down the street in my 6.4 Impala lowrider. Also amazing classic
like this.
car. Yeah. Well, actually like this because you did free-wheel motion. Amazing car. So again, hard to answer that question. Bugattis, the first Bugattis, or the
37s,
or Atlantic 47. That's like also very, very, very cool cars. But it's.
Again, hard to answer.
I don't have a favorite. It's really hard to.
All of them, if possible.
Yeah, absolutely. fill the garage full of them. Yeah.
You should. I think you'll need like a second garage and
Yeah,
maybe
probably.
a third one then.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. I think I pretty much covered everything I wanted to ask you. I just wanted to let my followers see the people I'm following. Because,
Cool.
just need to push them towards the persons you like. And I had one more question.
Yes.
And that's really important to me. How come you're not yet sponsored by at least 2 brands of vodka and at least, Lada? Like you should have like sponsorship, like right here,
You know what? Send this video link to those actual vodka makers and ask them that question. I don't know, because first of all, I'm actually not asking for any sponsorship.
But would you be open for?
Of course, I'm always open for cooperations. It depends. I don't want to be a sellout. I don't want to have like huge vodka brand on this car and then unless I'm paying a lot of money, a lot of money. It really depends. And nowadays it's very hard to get something. And luckily, I'm in a position that I don't really need it in terms of. If they want to hang out and do something cool, we're gonna have a bar here, a club, so that's gonna be interesting. So it just didn't come up yet. Maybe in the future. Up, up.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And I basically sent him an email like a week ago asking him if he was up for the interview, and he said yes, which I wasn't expecting at all. I know how busy you are from the vlogs and so on. I wasn't expecting you to have enough time. And as you told me, you're leaving to Zandvoort tonight?
Yes, because I have a race tomorrow.
With the GT86?
Yes.
Yeah? How does it work now? I think you should change the differential, I think last night, was it?
Yeah, so last week we put multiple upgrades. We put new seats, new differential, new final drive, diff cooling, sway bars, I already said seats, the big brake kit as well, weighing of course. And it's a completely different car, so I'm really looking forward to what the car is going to do, because last time I already took the car out on stock tires. We only had different exhaust and remapping, and now we have all those upgrades. So it's going to be a nice comparison to see what the car is capable of. We already did some comparisons yesterday on the Nordschleife, and it was probably one of the best cars I have driven in that price range and that spec. It really surprised me. Because the way the car is set up, it's really reliable, it's really trustworthy, it does not like oversteer crazy. It's really great. So I really hope that some of you, if you decide to come over, make sure to check this car out. It's really amazing. And to check my vlogs out to see why it's so amazing that I'm not talking bullshit. And you will see in every vlog where this car is coming up, you will see some comments like from people who have actually driven this car, like, yeah, it's really amazing. Here's my link to my onboard video, it was really great. So it's not only me who's talking, advertisement sales, but
I honestly saw it in the parking lot when you guys came back. I was like, wow. So I basically just came in a stock GT86 here, and honestly I was a bit disappointed. I don't know if you obviously had it stock before. I think the brakes are crap. Like it moves so much under brake.
Yeah, well, there are many points where the car can be improved, and I have already 3 years of experience with those cars. I know where to look at.
Okay.
One of the main things, of course, is putting more horsepower, hopefully a turbocharger.
Are you going for that?
I'm not saying no, but at this point we already put as much money upgrade-wise as the value of the car, so it's pretty stupid. So we're not going to put even more money, but once the car pays itself back, because of course it's just a business investment, it's an asset. I'm not saying no. So most certainly, come on guys, rent this car, and once we earn it back, then we're gonna.
It's worth it.
Yeah. Well, then we're gonna put turbocharger or supercharger on it, and then again you can rent this car and you have amazing content of us doing some stupid stuff with the car. So
Burnouts.
yeah, maybe.
Burnouts.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
At least one.
Yeah, or two. Or here inside.
Or a few more. Oh,
Yeah.
that would be nice.
Yeah.
You should think about it.
Yeah,
Future
yeah.
vlog, burnouts inside the garage.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just great to meet you in person.
Yeah.
He's as cool in person as on the videos. So
Yeah.
you should go if you see him. Go talk to him.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. Rent some cars. Maybe you should. Yeah,
Yeah.
you should. The M2. Oh my God, the M2.
Yeah.
I have a review coming up with the M2 because I had
that's
it.
cool.
And this is my favorite car at the moment.
Yeah.
If I could drive a car for the rest of my life, right now it would be the M2. Oh,
Yeah.
it's such a beast.
Cool.
So thank you very much,
Thank you.
Misha.
Yeah.
And well, I was thinking of calling this video like the man behind the shapka. But no, I'm gonna use like some clickbait. I think.
Okay, good.
Thank you very much.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.
I can feel it.